I have total confidence in my skills, so I'm not afraid.
I feel confident because I'm the best player in the world. It's simple.
LeBron has the last 25 Cavalier points.
Michael on the breakaway. Showtime. And here Jordan throws it down.
The game doesn't change no matter who we're playing.
Curry back to Iguodala. Up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James.
Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship.
Cleveland is a city of champions once again. The Cavaliers are NBA champions.
Both of them were the best player in the league by year 3. Both of them held that title for about a decade. We'll see how much longer LeBron can hold it. I can't remember in the last 4 years LeBron talking about Michael much. And he's done it a couple times this summer. Because guess what I just did?
It's my own personal goal to be able to be greater than great. I think I should be that it should be everyone's personal goal. He's the greatest, and that's who you look at. So that's always been my personal goal, to use the motivation he gave me as a kid, and I'll use it as motivation now as well, that I want to get where he is. That's never changed. People kind of wanted to turn it into a conversation, but that's my personal goal, and that's where I land at.
He's telling everybody. Let's start that discussion. Someone needs to come to me and explain to me what Jordan is better at than LeBron without saying the word 6 rings.
Speaking one-on-one or as a basketball player?
Now we're going to have a real debate. LeBron in his prime, Michael in his prime one-on-one. Who wins that game?
Myself, for sure. I mean, I'm going to take myself versus anybody.
Back to one-on-one.
Okay.
You say LeBron is bigger. Listen, Michael was underrated strong, just natural strength. And once he got with Tim Grover in the second half of his career, he played strong. And again, quickness, I think Michael would have him just by a touch. So I'm not sure about that. And then in the end, if this were a big stage one-on-one game, you're talking about the greatest clutch shooter ever. You don't think Michael would just say, watch this?
If I was in my prime, could I beat LeBron in a one-on-one game? No question.
I don't think. Okay, I'm with Magic. Remember what Magic said a month or so ago?
Sure.
10 out of 10 times, Michael would win the game. Now, that's a big statement from Magic Johnson, the second greatest player ever. 10 out of 10 times he would win.
I'll tell you one thing. They're going to have a few wheelchairs and a couple ambulances there to get us off the floor.
I leap to the conclusion it was one-on-one because that has been an ongoing issue for the last, seems like 3 or 4 months.
Of who was
better one-on-one, because it's the quickest way to decide in your head who is better. If we're speaking about one-on-one here, there is no debate. And I will be the first to admit I'm unapologetically the biggest MJ supporter you will ever run into. I did cover him in Chicago, and I was in awe of him from start to finish. So if we're talking one-on-one, there is no debate. If we're talking who's the best all-around basketball player, I think the conversation has started. It's not finished, but it has started that LeBron is at least in that conversation as a basketball player. All-around skills, because clearly LeBron is a better passer than Michael. Listen, LeBron is turning into one of the best passers we've ever seen. He's in that top. I got to give LeBron some credit here for his ability to get those teammates involved. It takes my breath away.
I hear what Skip says. So again, no one is disputing that Michael Jordan was a great player. In fact, I think everyone at the table thinks he's the greatest basketball player ever as of now.
I love it when LeBron, instead of shrinking for moments, says, no, watch this. Watch what I can do. As you say, as the most talented package we've ever seen in the NBA.
Who else is LeBron supposed to chase? I'm not saying he's necessarily going to get there, but at this age of his life, at age 31, he's done more than Michael did at age 31. And if we're being fair about LeBron, if we just stack up both of their careers at this age, 3 rings to 3 rings, 4 MVPs for LeBron to 3 for Jordan at age 31. LeBron more points, rebounds, assists. LeBron 7 times in the finals, Jordan 3 times in the finals at this age, and people dismiss it.
Which year? All those blind witnesses out there, blind witnesses who worship LeBron James, you raise your hand, they have expunged from LeBron's record all those things. They don't count anymore. They're swept under the carpet and into the graveyard as if they never happened. They happened. You can't take them off his legacy. What has always driven me the craziest about LeBron James is many people, including you, elevate him into at least the top 5 all time, yet he remains, going into his 14th year, by his standards, a lousy outside shooter and an even worse free throw shooter. And I don't get it.
Sure.
But
in his career,
a
Jordan shot around 85%, LeBron in his career around 75%. That's a big difference.
Yeah.
I get it. The 10% is a big difference. The point for me on LeBron is I don't know if LeBron's going to finish as the best ever in any individual thing. By that, I mean this. I don't think he's going to be the best passer ever. But I think he's the second best passer ever. I think to Magic.
LeBron is in that category. He has the passing gift. Michael was a good passer. Now, don't misunderstand that. Very good. LeBron has that gift. So if we're talking about the ability to win basketball games as the driving force of a team, at least the conversation has started. Would I still take Michael any day of the week and twice on Sunday? Yes, I would.
I don't know if he's going to be the best scorer ever.
He's better than Michael. No, go ahead and go there.
I think that's probably Kareem.
LeBron James made 2 huge mistakes coming out of high school. He embraced the nickname King James and often used it to refer to himself, which was way over the top to me at that point at age 18. LeBron James at 18 chose to wear number 23. He adopted or stole Michael Jordan's powder toss routine before games. He basically told the world, I am here. I am the next Michael Jordan. You know it and I know it. And it took him 8 long years to realize, I'm not Michael Jordan, and I think on the decision night, he told you once and for all, I'm not. I've got to go down and join forces with D. Wade and Chris Bosh. And in the end, I think he opted to wear number 6 in Miami because he wanted a fresh start and to get out from under the cloud that covered him on his own doing of Michael Jordan's 23.
But the aliens come down. You have one game to save humanity. Who's your first pick in the history of the world? This LeBron James right now.
I want the real 23. I want MJ because we're talking about the greatest clutch shooter or player ever versus one whose weakness has always been the clutch moments to me.
I think I've watched every playoff game Jordan has ever played.
Okay.
I ask you, did Michael Jordan ever disappear in any round of the playoffs, even when he was trying to fight through the Detroit Bad Boy Pistons and Larry Bird's Boston Celtics? Did he ever just disappear? Did anybody ever say, boy, Michael Jordan had a bad series against the Celtics? Nobody ever said that. That happened to LeBron James, who went up 2-1 with a monster game at Boston Garden on a Friday night that I closely watched. And then 4, 5, and 6, he just, I don't know what happened. Disengaged, disappeared. I don't know what happened. I talked too long, Joy, and I apologize for that, to the point that I just made myself feel sorry for LeBron James because I've piled on too much, and I have a lot more. I could just throw number after number at you, crush whatever weak, meager argument you're going to throw back at me.
And I'm going to tell the audience a secret, then I'm going to shut up about this because you mentioned Shaq being in the league. I know that the tapes have been burned. And I know that I'm not allowed to bring this up. Yeah. Shaq and the Magic beat Michael Jordan in a playoff series.
Yeah, when he came back. Tired for 2 years. He tried to play baseball. You're going to force me to revisit 2010, last series in Cleveland against Boston, and 2011, first NBA Finals as a Miami Heat. I would ask you, after games 1 and 2, it went back to Miami, and I want you to go tell me what happened in games 3 and 4 in Miami. This was 2-2, 1-1-1, I believe. So the next 2 games in Miami, what happened?
LeBron melted down.
Then LeBron in 2014, after the greatest clutch shot I've ever seen in the history of the world by Ray Allen that saved LeBron's legacy in 2013, in 2014, my San Antonio Spurs blew LeBron James' Heat off the floor by a record finals margin.
This is an interesting thought exercise if you're driving around in your car listening right now. If LeBron were 3-0 in the finals and said, I want to be Michael, you probably would say, okay, yeah, okay. I am more willing to entertain that idea if he were 3-0, which just means we're penalizing him for advancing in the playoffs.
It's not realistic. Again, it's the King's math. And when you're talking about 3-4 versus 6-0.
If the year he lost to the Spurs in 2007, if the Pistons had knocked him out, If the year they lost to the Mavericks, if the Celtics had knocked him out, if the year they lost to the Spurs, if they had been knocked down in the Eastern Conference semifinals or Eastern Conference finals and he were 3-0, then people would say, okay, yeah, then maybe you can be Michael. The idea that he's penalized for making the finals a bunch of times is absurd.
Lived to tell and got into a lot of finals because they're coming through the easier path, which is in the East.
Listen, when for you is LeBron going to pass Jordan? Because he already did for me.
That's just offensive to me. How can you, don't ever make that case again. You're out.
Can LeBron ever pass Jordan? Of course he can. To me, the question is will and when.
Okay.
And the answer is in about 4 months when this Cavs team wins another title.
That quickly.
That'll be the resume that you can stack up next to Michael's to be the greatest basketball player ever.
Respecting the real king, Michael Jordan, this man.
You feel a lot less pressure this finals run just because you are undermanned and you had some injuries as opposed to previous years?
Nah, I feel confident because I'm the best player in the world. That's simple.
What? You think there's someone else?
Even according to like PER, Stephen A., his prime is below Michael Jordan's. Just is. But if you're close and you have a longer career, you may argue a greater career.